I'm good, it doesn't mean that I'm perfect. Still I gotta find purpose in whatever I've done. Like whatever I should, it doesn't mean that I'm worth it. I don't know if it's worthless just to sing a damn song. So what if I don't tell? And what if I do it? What if I see you all in hell? So what if it's not real? And what if I'm still here? So what if a fire is just a life for you to get to know? It's because of your love right now. It doesn't mean all that I've got has run out. Just because I feel love right now. It doesn't mean all that I've got has run out. You know I think you look good for whatever it's worth it. I think you got purpose. I think you got song. You know I think that you should do whatever is worth it just to get to that place there. I don't think it takes long. So what if I don't tell? And what if I do it? What if I see right through it when it comes? So what if it's not real? And what if I'm still here? So what if a fire is just a life for you to get to know? Just because of your love right now. Doesn't mean that I've got now. Just because I feel right now. It doesn't mean all that I've got is right now. It doesn't mean all that I've got is run out. Just because I feel low right now. It doesn't mean all that I've got is run out. Right now. It doesn't mean all that I've got is run out. Just because I feel low right now. It doesn't mean all that I've got is run out.
The reason I picked this location was when me and my friends would go shopping out to the thrift stores and stuff, there was always these great design shops here in North Hollywood. And I'd see world famous designers in here. And I was like, oh, they all pick these stores. So it's like, if I open a store, I'd want to be on this block because this is where all the designers shop. All the set designers and famous decorators. I've seen them in the stores.
On this block.
On this block, yeah. Back when people shopped instead of this online. That was 15 years ago. It was brick and mortar stores is where you shopped. And I saw all the designers and decorators shopping on this block. And then I was driving by and I saw a for rent. So I was like, that's the block I want to be in. So I thought, put yourself to someone successful that does similar to what you do, but not exactly what you do. So all my neighbors do more like high-end, big furniture. So I was like, well, I'll do the accessories and clothing and jewelry because no one does that. So I won't be like their competition, but I'll be their glove that fits the hand or whatever, you know? And that's what I've been doing for 15 years.
That's a great idea.
The difference between like thrift and vintage is, I think, price point. Thrift is like, you know, lower brands, you know, like mass-produced clothing and mass-produced tchotchkes. Vintage is more older, well-made, established houses of fashion or furniture. I think that's the only difference really between a thrift store and a vintage store is by the quality of the product. You never know what you're gonna find when you walk into a vintage store. You can find just something to watch that night or play with that night, or you can find like, look at this amazing piece that I found. You know, you walk into a vintage store, I mean, you can find anything. You know, the Holy Grail almost, you know? And I'm sure the Holy Grail will turn up in a vintage shop one of these days. I bandied around a lot of ideas before I settled on the name Eclectica for my store. At one point, it was going to be Grandma's Attic. I want something to sum it up. Another one was going to be Twice Loved, like an object that's, you know, loved again. But I think the word eclectic, and then to put an A on the end to make it like an established place, Eclectica, just seemed to suit it perfectly. It kind of gave you the idea that like, you can find anything in here. You don't know what you'll find. You could find that high-end piece of furniture from a great designer, or like a funky little Beanie Baby or whatever. I think what makes my shop unique is because I have kind of like a weird eclectic sensibility about what I like. I like things that are a little off, things that are handmade with someone's purpose in mind, and everybody's purpose in mind is different. So I like when you can look at something and be like, that is so specific to the person that made it. And that's what I like. That in art, in furniture, in fashion, I like a distinct point of view that's not everybody else's. Mass-produced stuff, I don't want. I don't want anything mass-produced. I don't have any basics in here. It's all like, oh, that's weird, that's unusual, that's funky. That's what I like. I buy a lot of my stuff at estate sales. In LA, you can find just the funkiest stuff. Like I said, props from movies, costumes from movies, things made by every artist in the world, because everybody comes through LA, you know? I mean, Picasso's been through LA, Hemingway, Hitchcock. I mean, just all the stuff of the great distinct artists and minds filters through this city, and you can find it. Vintage fashion right now, I think, well, it's very much, I'm seeing right now, in March of 2025, is the early 90s are back. The wide leg jeans, the homeless look is very in. I mean, the most painted, sewn back together, ripped up, dirty sweatshirts I'm seeing for sale downtown for $500. And they're things that your mother would have put in the trash years ago. But right now, that old work clothes are super in. That's not my thing though. So I don't really carry that, but I know that that's in right now. I like a bit more of the glam, the feathers and sequins. Anything a crow would want, I want. I think the most rewarding part about it is the people you meet. You, for that matter. Just come riding by on your bicycles with your son. We started chatting, became friends. I've become friends with so many people that are my regular customers that it's just the people you meet. You know, that's the best part about having your own business and being there yourself every day, not having someone else run it. You meet people and get to know their lives and watch their children grow up, and just it's meeting people. We lead kind of lives that are confined. This opens up the confinement of a life. You meet everybody, you know? Meeting people's great. In a vintage shop, you can find the best stuff. Don't not go to vintage shops because something's used, because you get the best stuff from generations ago. Manufacturers don't make good stuff anymore. The best stuff that's ever been made is in the past. The quality, the craftsmanship, the attention to detail. You're not going to find that in something that's been manufactured this year or 5 years ago. You're going to find your best stuff that was manufactured 50 years ago, 100 years ago. So you get the quality furniture in vintage stores. You get the quality product. New stuff isn't good stuff. It's just new stuff.